What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope everyone is doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope you guys are having a great Monday. I hope you guys had a great Christmas weekend. Hope everyone had a safe and fantastic holiday. Week 17. It's here. Week 16 has come and gone. We are moving into week 17 of the 2022 fantasy football season. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud. I mean, I really can't believe I'm saying that out loud. I have no idea where this NFL season has come and gone. I have no idea where this fantasy season has come and gone. But we are moving into for what a majority of you guys is the fantasy championship week, right? Some of you guys do play through week 18. I'm actually playing through week 18 for the first time in my life in one of my leagues. But at the end of the day, man, it's championship week for most of us. Excuse me. It's just crazy. I don't know what happened to this season, but Colts Chargers wrapping up. I stopped watching after Eckler scored that second touchdown. Been editing some stuff for the week and getting ready for the stream, so I wasn't a lot at stake in that game for me. But yeah, with Monday Night Football wrapping up, we're moving into week 17. So it's crazy, guys. Anyways, you know what we're doing tonight. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk some fantasy football. So hop in the live chat. Let me know what you guys need. Start sits, ads, drops. We've got our week 17 waiver wire editions live. I got the link pinned for you guys if you guys have not had time to check out the video yet. Roster confidence, roster non-confidence. How did week 16 go for you guys? If you guys are going to the championship, who are you starting this week? Who are you worried about? Injury updates, whatever you guys need. And guys, if you're fighting for third place, a lot of leagues out there still have a prize for third place. A lot of leagues still have a prize for second place. So we're going to do whatever we can to get you guys the highest standing for the end of the season as we approach week 17. So hop in the live chat. Let me know what you guys need. And let's have some fun. Let's talk some fantasy football. Hit that like button for me, guys. And, of course, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. Week 17, Cowboys at Titans. Thursday Night Football should be a good little game. Cardinals, Falcons, Dolphins, Pats, Saints, Eagles, Colts, Giants, Panthers, Bucks, Broncos, Chiefs, Bears, Lions, Browns, Commanders, Jags, Texans, Niners, Raiders, Jets, Hawks, Vikings, Packers, Rams, Chargers, Steelers, Ravens, and capping it off, Monday Night Football, Bills at Bengals. We got some good games. Some juicy matchups this weekend. So, just so you guys know, if you don't already know, we do content through week 18 of the season just for everyone who does play through week 18. But I can't believe. I know I've already went over this beginning of the stream, but I really can't believe that. Like, for a majority of us, this is the last week of fantasy. It's crazy. All right, Emil's in the house. What's up, bro? Made it to the Super Bowl in the Catch League. Let's go. Let's go. So I'll take a look here real quick. I'll just let you guys know. So league number 1. Here we go. Sorry. No, this is going to be easier to do on my phone for some reason. But for the Catch Fam leagues, obviously I'm not going to be able to go over total points and all that until tomorrow when all that calculates. But let's see who's going to each championship is what I was getting at. So in league number 1, we've got Richard Glass outscored Jerry this week to make the championship. Spencer and Steven fought for the championship. Spencer beat Steven. So Spencer and Richard Glass going to the championship in league number 1. In league number 2, we've got Emil beat out Lil Bunny Hop. Good little matchup you guys had there. Then, holy crap, Tox Alt beat Mr. Sarcastic by less than 3 points. So we've got Tox Alt and Emil going in League 2. That should be a good matchup. Let's go. Let's go. In league number 3, LeBron's brain beating out Foster. And oh no. Michael beat Prey. Oh. Oh, where's Prey? Prey, are you out there? Prey did not make the championship. Michael versus LeBron's in the championship. Let's go. All right, league number 4. Wow, Rio Goated beat Grant by less than 5.1 points. Holy crap. Rio Goated going to the championship. Let's go. We got Supersized Senpai smashed out C Steps. Supersize in the championship after 145 points. We got some good overall matchups for the Catch Fam championships. Let's go. Then the Catch Fam Auction League. J-Dubs beats out Michael 104-86, a low-scoring affair. Then Prodigy beats Godfather by 3.24 points. Very close matchup there. So, Prodigy and J-Dubs in the Auction League Championship. Me and Godfather will duke it out for 3rd place. Let's go. So, there's a little update there. Congrats to you guys who made the championship in the Catch Fam Leagues. All right, Ghost Hunter, headed to the chip in large part thanks to streams like this. Thanks, bro. Of course. Thank you for being part of the community, man. I'm glad we were able to help you this year. Elliot, what's good, bro? Finals bound. Let's get it. This lineup has Adams and Ramondre in it. I'm terrified. The lineup against you or your personal lineup? I think Stevenson will bounce back next week, but gosh, he had a really rough game. Really, really rough game. I'm not worried about Devontae Adams, though. I think Adams truly will bounce back. You know, the Niners secondary has been not so great. I mean, the defense is just so good, you know. But what they do is they force opposing offenses to throw the football, right? And the Raiders, although they've been struggling in the passing game in the last couple of weeks, you know, they're going to have to throw the football in this game. I think Adams is going to be just fine. Ramondre, he'll play better than last week, that's for sure. But Adams, I'm a little bit more confident in overall. So I think Adams will be fine, man. Godfather, what's up, bro? Congrats to those who won. Sorry for those who listened to anything I said last week because I was piss poor. Lost 4 or 5 matchups this week. Hopefully others did better. Hey, it happens, man. And you know, this was a really crazy week of fantasy football. A really crazy week of football too. It was a lot of tough calls, a lot of disappointing players. It was Christmas weekend. Like it was just tough because there's a lot going on for a lot of people, for a lot of fantasy managers overall. And then you add to just really, really weird play overall. So it was tough. I wouldn't beat yourself up about it. Elliot, yeah, I think Adams will be just fine. I think you'll be good there. It depends on who else you have outside of Ramondre, but like I think he'll probably be okay there too. Albert, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Hope you guys are doing well. Appreciate you guys being in the house tonight. So this is like a really weird time of year for the channel. Because even though we're like in the most important part of fantasy football, you get a lot of dip in viewership. Like really this past week was like the last high grossing week for views and everything, which is fine. But it's a really weird week because a lot of people, like as soon as they start to lose or as soon as they don't make the fantasy championship, like they just stop watching content like this, you know, or stop participating in it, which I can respect. I get, but it's just a really weird time for the channel. Like we lose subscribers this time of year, especially like during like playoff games. We actually will lose some subscribers because people like lose in fantasy in the playoffs and then they see something in their algorithm that's fantasy related, and they just want to get away from it. So like I get it. We literally have people who unsubscribe this time of year and then resubscribe like going into the season or during the season, which is whatever, right? But it's just a weird time. Like usually the fantasy Q&A is like super active. This week it probably won't be as active because you only have so many people fighting for championship and or fighting for like third place or maybe like a consolation bracket where they get a prize or whatever, or get their deposit back. So it's a really strange time for the channel because we're still kind of like pumping out content like usual, but our viewership's going to go like way down. So it should be interesting. I'm going to try and keep it like interesting throughout the week, I guess, and try and keep the streams kind of active and everything. But we'll be getting into a couple things throughout. Once the fantasy season's over, just so you guys are aware, we'll be getting into. We got some stuff planned, especially if you guys play Underdog, if you guys play through Prize Picks, whatever it may be. I've got some stuff planned on top of that. We do like the NFL Playoff Challenge, where you draft a team before the NFL playoffs start. It's completely free to do this, by the way. And then you just accumulate points throughout the playoffs. We'll get to the details and everything once that actually starts. But we've got a lot planned, just so you guys know. Like Steve and I will be doing like just some like general NFL discussion, like we did last year, and like playoff predictions. Steve and I will still stream together once a week. So just so you guys are aware, we've still got a lot of content that will be rolling out. That of course will be fantasy related until the end of week 18, but even once the fantasy season is over, whether that's week 17 or week 18 for you guys, we've got a lot planned, and then we'll roll into the off season. We'll take a little bit of a break before the off season, and then we'll kind of roll into the off season with a little bit of a different schedule until things pick back up for the fantasy community. I really cannot believe that this season is like ending. Anyways, Molly Water, Lenny with 23. I won by 0.8. Let's go. A win is a win. That's all that matters. Albert, I won one of my matchups by 1.54. Geez, some close ones for you guys. Rio Goaded, what's up, man? Going to the championship in the Catch Fam League. Let's go, man. I'm proud of you. Let's get it. NPM going to the finals. Let's get it. Let's go, guys. I love to see it. Spirit, what's going on? Won by 0.8. All Eckler had to do was get 8 yards. Wow. Really close champions or semis for you guys. Holy crap. I guess not semis. Yeah, semis, yeah. For most of you guys. Won by 48 points. Okay, well, there's one that's not close. Let's go. Elliot, thoughts on Waddle with Tua and concussion? Yeah, there's a chance Tua doesn't finish out the year. I mean, what's that, his third concussion of the season? Right? Or is that his fourth? It's his third. Just his third. It's his third. Listen, we worried about Waddle last time Tua went down. So, Tua missed, let's say, weeks 4 through 6, because he got injured in week 4. He played 39% of snaps. So, let's look at weeks 4 through 6. Waddle had 5.9 in week 4, 5.3 in week 5. That was against Cincinnati and against the Jets. And in week 6, against a really bad secondary, at 16.9 fantasy points. So, against New England this week, we know that Bridgewater can play a little bit of football. I think Waddle will be okay. It's in New England. They gave up enough points to the position last week. It depends on who else you got. I think Waddle will be okay. I wouldn't panic on him. Mr. Jones, I'm hitting 2 out of 4 bowls. Nice. Let's go. Love to see you, bro. Congrats. Is the bronze in the catch champion or in the championship? Yes, he is. Yeah, we just checked, Spence. If you want to rewind the stream a little bit, I went over all the teams that are going to the championship games for the Catch Fam Leagues. So he is. Yeah. I'm worried about Prey because he didn't make it. Albert, how many of those games were with Bridgewater? Well, actually, I can check that real quick. Let's see. Because what, Skylar Thompson played a little bit too, I guess is a good point. Skylar played in week 5 and 6. But didn't like... Okay, so Bridgewater didn't play week 5. But he did play in week 6. So, for Jalen Waddle, the best performance was in week 6. That was the Teddy Bridgewater game. It was against the Vikings. Wow, Skylar had 3 points against the Jets. Wow, that was ugly. Yeah, that was a game that was just all running backs, right? Jacob, why must you do this to me, King Henry? Did you have him starting or have him against you? Let's go, Real Goated. I'm happy for you, man. In the championship. Buddy, we go into the chip, but I see Henry and Jones are on the injury report. Oh, is that what you're talking about, Jacob? Henry will be fine. He'll play. He'll play. He'll be fine. It's a must-win game for the Titans. He'll play. Jones, kind of iffy, but I really think both will probably be out there. I mean, must-win situation for the Titans, must-win situation for the Packers. You know, they're going to be cautious with players of that caliber, especially the Titans, because there's like no one else on that football team. But I think they'll be out there, buddy. Spear, any good defense streams for next week? Let me take a look through. Usually Steven's video's out by today, but he had Christmas stuff and family stuff, so he's delaying his video by a day. Cardinals against the Falcons might get interesting. Cardinals look bad this past week. But the Ravens this past week had 9 points against Atlanta. Patriots got dropped in a lot of leagues. And now they're probably not going to face Tua this week. And the Dolphins, well, they still have Tyreek Hill and Waddle and a good run game. They've been struggling. But the Patriots, I mean, they got dropped in a lot of leagues with their schedule being the Bengals and then the Dolphins. And then if you play through week 18, Buffalo, I mean, they're down to 55% roster. They had 15 fantasy points against Cincinnati. They gave up 442 pass or total yards. And, I mean, they're your defense number 1. Check if the Patriots are available. Let's see. Giants at Colts if you're desperate. Bucks at Panthers. I feel like Jags Texans. Yeah, Jags at Texans probably a good matchup too. I would definitely check if the Patriots are available. I don't think we can stream against the Rams anymore. I don't think the Chargers are going to be an option. Let's see. Is the stream bugging out, or is that just my computer? Sorry, I was looking at the stream. Was it glitchy for anyone? All right, let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I'm streaming against the Rams after last week, Albert. Yeah, the Giants are playing the Colts like we mentioned. I would probably take a look at them. Wait, does the game really means nothing for the Titans? For real? I thought they could still make the playoffs. If the Jags lost. Yeah, because the Titans can still make the playoffs, but both teams are 7-8. And do they play Jacksonville in the final week of the season? They do. I feel like that game still matters. I do like the Jaguars defense this week. Buddy, I'm highly considering playing Jahan Dotson over Chris Godwin in the flex. I like both this week. I just filmed uh, the must start video for wide receivers. I had both of them in there, so I think both are really solid. Godwin, kind of that floor play. Dotson provides a little bit more upside. Spencer, that's what is Michael's username? NFTR. It's his brand. I can never remember it. NFMTR. New Fire Music T. NFMTR. GR, what we got here? Herbert, Diggs, Chase tried to kill me making the finals. At the Hurts and Watson injuries, I made it. Let's go. If Hurts doesn't play, Minshew, yes. Dotson, Chark, or other Giants wide receivers just in case. I mean, all are perfectly fine as wide receiver options, but I would go. No, I would just stick with Dotson. Chark had a good week, and I still like DJ Chark, and I like all the Giants receivers, but ultimately I go with Dotson. And yes, you can play Minshew. At this point, we've seen enough out of Minshew. If he's the starter, you can start him. Hurts or Herbert, ETN, Barkley, Cook, Diggs, Chase, Watson, Bellinger, Chiefs, Folk, and Meyer. Pretty good team. How did Bellinger play? I really wanted Bellinger to be a thing, Yeah, you might be able to find a better option at tight end, hopefully. But other than that, the team looks solid. Elliott, someone got beat 197.65 to 92.1. Jeez. GR, my final is 2 weeks. Yeah, I know a lot of people do it that way. Should I roll out Cowboys defense or stream someone? Pats are gone. I might stick with the. I don't know. The Cowboys have been kind of bad as of late, defensively. I mean, they're still your defense number 2. They just haven't been hitting those same ceilings. They play Tennessee. If Malik Willis is the starter, I'd probably roll with the Cowboys. Okay, I thought that this week was still important for the Titans, but I guess not. I don't know. We'll come back to that one. All right, Mac Nasty, what's up? Minshew, Rodgers, or Brady if Hurts doesn't play? I'd probably stick with Minshew Mania. I really liked Brady going into the week. I thought he was a solid streaming option. Must-win game for the Bucks. Bad defense in the Cardinals. 13.3 fantasy points. 2 picks. 281 passing yards, a touchdown. I just don't trust Tom Brady. I'm done. And I haven't really said to start Tom Brady a lot as of late, but he had some streaming opportunities. He gave you 18 fantasy points in 3 of 4 matchups between weeks 12 and weeks 15, 17 fantasy points in week 10, 17 in week 8. It was an okay streaming option. I just thought must-win situation, playoff dreams on the line, very close division, and once again in week 17, that's all kind of still on the table, but I'm I just don't trust Brady. Rodgers, on the other hand, I don't know if we can really trust Aaron Rodgers either. He gets by our Minnesota Vikings and only 14 points against the Miami Dolphins, a team that's allowing the 5th most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. It's just really disappointing. 238 passing yards, a touchdown, a pick. He had 3.7 fantasy points in week 1 against the Vikings. I will not be surprised if he wants revenge here, but what's the ceiling with Rodgers right now? His best performance on the year is 19.3 fantasy points against Dallas, of all teams. 19.08 in week 11 against Tennessee is his second best. I think you just roll with Minshew Mania. Don't you agree? Let me know what you think, Mac Nasty. Baby Rock made it to the championship on both my leagues. Let's go. Let's go. Who do the LA teams think they are this week? Ghost Hunter, what's going on? Good to see you. Pick one for flex. Terry, Hollywood, Monty, Zay, Goddard. Also, should I have my wide receivers as Amon-Ra and Devonta? Yes. Devonta Smith, start him the rest of the year. I don't care. Amon-Ra is a better start than the rest of those guys. I go with Scary Terry for now. I put Terry in the flex. Kansas City versus the Broncos is not an awful stream. But they didn't really give us what we thought they were going to give us. And, like, they've been not playing that great, you know. I mean, I don't know. They had 15 fantasy points in Week 14. I guess I take that back. But I still have Week 15 against Houston fresh in my mind with 4 fantasy points. 8 points against Seattle last week. I think the Chiefs are okay if you don't have better options. That's fine. Why did Gerald Everett have 0 points tonight? That cost me in fantasy. I'm out. Yeah. It was a weird game script. I was really surprised to see Gerald Everett get no involvement tonight. I mean, literally no targets, nothing. It was a weird game script. Sometimes it happens. But I'm sorry it cost you, man. It's a tough one. Just tight ends right now are a mess, man. Just out of curiosity, let's say if the Jags win, the Titans lose, then they tie in Week 18. He wins the division. Yeah, I think JP has it right. Whoever has the better division record. Yeah, if Malik Willis is... Oh, well, what was it? I said earlier if Malik Willis is starter. Malik Willis will be the starter because Tannehill's out for the rest of the year. So Cowboys defense probably a good start this week. GR, I'm nervous with my quarterback wide receiver injury situations. I need Diggs and Watson to play well. Man, Diggs has been a bummer as of late. You know? He's got 10 catches in his last 3 games. You know? I just don't know what to do with Diggs. But you got to start him. You just can't bench Stephon Diggs. You know? I mean, his ceiling on the year is 44.8 fantasy points. Between weeks 1 and 6, he had 10 or more fantasy points in every game. He had 24 or more fantasy points in 4 of 6 games. You just can't bench him. And it's so frustrating. John, pick 3 for championship full PPR. Hollywood, Waddle, Chark, Moss, Dobbs, DPJ. I don't know. Do you guys trust Zach Moss after tonight with just 8 points? I'd probably have Waddle, Chark. And probably DPJ, but I actually like Dobbs this week. It's a good matchup, but keep an eye on Christian Watson because Watson has potential to miss this week. If Watson doesn't play, I like Dobbs a lot. Just a really good matchup for him, man. But I don't trust. I mean, Hollywood gets Atlanta. Don't get me wrong; it's a good matchup. I just don't trust him right now. So I'd probably leave Waddle in, even with Tua probably out. Chark, Lions keeping their playoff hopes alive. I'd probably go DPJ. But keep a close eye. Dobbs could be a start. Yeah, Brady Evans stack let you down, Mac Nasty. Ravens defense or Chiefs defense? I'd probably stick with the Ravens. They've just been too good. Probably stick with the Ravens. All right, so Jacob says, Derrick Henry did not practice today with a hip injury. Tennessee plays on Thursday night. The result of the game has no impact on playoff situation from PFF. That's so weird to me. Because just the way I'm thinking of it is if both teams have the same record at 7-8, maybe it has to do with the divisional record. You know, because both teams are 7-8, so if the Titans lose this week and oh wait, is this updated? Wait, no, both teams are 7 and 8, right? Hold on. Oh my goodness. I just want to make sure. Yeah, both teams are 7 and 8. Hold on, I'm trying to check something else at the same time. So if the Titans lose this week and are 7 and 9, and the Jags win and are 8 and 8, then going into next week, I guess, yeah, like why would that not affect the Titans? And I'm trying to look at the divisional record here. Hold on. But I can't get a read on that either. I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to me. Interesting, though. All right. Either way, it is what it is. Yeah, I would agree that Rodgers and Brady are not trustworthy. Klondike 15-0 in the championship. Whew. Stober going for the three-peat. Should I go Ingram over Schultz? Worried about Herbert. I would stick with Ingram for now. Yeah. And yeah, I'm worried about Herbert. Yeah, GR, we'll be running another 2023 mock on Friday. So if you guys want to join the mock drafts on Friday nights, you got to have a sleeper account. It won't let you join unless you have a sleeper account. What's your wide receiver must start this week besides JJ? Tyreek Hill. So in the must start video that's coming out, I'll just give you guys a sneak peek. That'll drop tomorrow, but these are the receivers I'm looking at. CeeDee Lamb is bona fide must start, has to be in your lineup. Gets the Tennessee Titans, the unit allowing the most fantasy points to opposing receivers. CeeDee Lamb, smash play this week. Devontae Adams, don't lose faith. Single-digit fantasy performances his last two matchups. Looks bad on paper against the Niners, but really the Niners have not played that well against opposing receivers. Adams should stay in your lineup. Chris Godwin gets the Panthers. He's hit double digits every week since he came back from injury. Chris Godwin's got to be a start. Devonta Smith, don't care who he plays. We're starting Smith. Jerry Jeudy gets the Chiefs. He had 33 points against them 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. And the Chiefs secondary's played awful as of late. Judy's been the upside play at receiver for the Broncos next to Cortland Sutton, who's at floor play. Christian Watson against the Vikings, as long as he's healthy and good to go. If not, take a look at Romeo Doubs. Take a look at Allen Lazard if you own him. Jahan Dotson versus the Browns. Don't care who the quarterback is. Dotson should be in your lineup. So there is a summary of the video. Full PPR, Ayuk or Zach Moss. Moss gets the Giants. Ayuk gets the Raiders. I'll probably go Brandon Ayuk in full PPR. Prey in the house. What's good, bro? Yeah, I agree, Ghost Hunter. CD against Titans for sure. Yeah, I mean, Moss looked good and he's getting the volume, but like the Colts just can't finish the drive. Tyler, Justin Fields, or Dak? I'm sticking with Justin Fields. He gave us a stinker. We stuck with him in week 15. We stuck with him in week 16. I'm sticking with him again against the Lions in week 17. But Dak against the Titans is a fine start too. Tennessee will have the tiebreaker if they beat them in week 18. But they still have to have the same record going into week 18. I feel like that was not correctly. That article has a typo. Right? For them to have the tiebreaker, they both have to have an 8-8 record going into week 18. Richie, what's good, bro? I'm not starting Brady in this ship. I don't blame you. I can't. Brady pissed me off this week. Who do you like? Mike White, Baker, Darnold, Wentz, or Teddy? I'd probably go Mike White. Let's see. You can copy and paste the article if you want, Elliot. Tyler Higbee or Waller? Yeah, what about Higbee this past week? Jeez. 30 fantasy points. 12 in week 15. Gets the Chargers. He moved back up to a tight end 7 on the year. I'm good with Higbee, man, but Waller's okay. Waller gets San Francisco. They played well against the position. Waller, 4 receptions last week. 58 receiving yards. I'm okay with Waller. But I feel like Higbee, is the better play. You know? Roman, Dotson or Waddle? If you don't trust Waddle without Tua, then go Dotson. I think that's fine. I think Dotson's going to have a good week, man. All right, Baby Rock. Which defense has a good matchup? Wow, it's a lot of options. I like the Jags. Ooh, Bills get the Bengals. I probably don't like them. I like the Cardinals against the Falcons. Colts against the Giants. Chiefs at Broncos. Jags at Texans. Streaming options for you guys. Ravens at Steelers, but I don't think they're available. So out of those options, probably would target the Jags. Baby Santa, we made it. Let's go. All right, Jacob. If Jacksonville wins this week versus Houston, they go to 3-2 in the division. Tennessee plays out of division game, so it doesn't matter. Next week, Tennessee would be 1 game back. But with win versus Jacksonville week 18, they had the better division record. Okay. That makes sense. Thank you. It was really hurting my head has been hurting all day. I was really confused. That makes perfect sense. Okay. So Henry might sit. We'll have to keep an eye on that for sure. All right, Mr. Jones, Andrews and Adams, Mike Williams will cost me a trip in one of my leagues, but 2 out of 5 bowls ain't bad. Not bad at all. It's hard to make it to 1 championship. So making it to 2 is very good, man. GR can get Komet or Okonkwo instead. I'd probably go Komet. I know he's been bad the last 2 weeks, but I like Komet. Okonkwo came back to earth this past week. It's the Cowboys. Once again, doesn't look like that game really matters to the Titans. I don't know how much. I think Okonkwo without Ryan Tannehill is not good. Spence, if Jags win and Tennessee loses next week, then Titans beat Jags in week 18. Makes the records even, as Titans would have head-to-head tiebreaker if they win week 18. Okay. That makes sense now. Thanks, guys. I was very confused. Is Akers a start? Yes. Yes. A great matchup for Akers this week. I love Akers this week. He's in the must-start video. Chargers' run defense has been better as of late, but, they're still bad. Zach Moss was having success on the ground tonight. Just the Colts suck. I don't think Akers going to have 30 fantasy points, but, yeah, he's a start this week for sure. He's been good the last month. That one game where he had 9.9 points or whatever, but he still scored a touchdown in that game. That was against the Raiders, but outside of that, he's giving me double digits in every game this past month. So, yeah. GR, you'll just need sleeper. It won't let you join unless you have a sleeper account. It's Crip. Needed Eckler to drop 11, advance to back-to-back championships. I won it last year. Can I pull it off, or will I pull Seahawks? You needed... Wait. Well, Eckler got it tonight. Yeah. So, look, you should be heading to the championship, right? Kamara, Stevenson, or Dotson? Whew. Kamara gets Eagles. Stevenson did not look good last week. It's the Dolphins. I might go Dotson for the upside. I mean, I still think Kamara and Stevenson come out with pretty decent games, but Dotson holds the upside. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're the Jaguars, why would you have your starters out either? That's so weird. I mean, like literally imagine, right? You're going up against the Texans, and Trevor Lawrence sprains his ankle. You know? Zay Jones tears his ACL. Like, Travis Etienne breaks his pinky. I hope none of that happens. But that'd be huge in a bad way. So you could see a lot of Jags sit, and we could certainly see some Titans sit. Huh. What a conundrum. And I guess at the end of the day, we're going to have to keep an eye on the Jags defense, because like we like them as a stream, but now I'm like, I don't know if I like anything about the Jags or Titans this week. So thanks for bringing that to my attention. Thanks for explaining, guys. Richie, Chiefs or Giants? I'll go the Giants against the Colts. The Chiefs are okay. Do you think Hurts will come back next week? I made it to the ship with Rodgers. No way I ever play him again. He's super disappointing. I mean, Miami's giving him like the 5th most points to quarterbacks from a fantasy perspective going in the week, and Rodgers plays awful. I don't think Hurts is going to come back next week. No. I want him to. Don't get me wrong. My double quarterback league playoffs go through week 18. I got Hurts and Herbert and Minshew. And I want Hurts back. But I really think with what we saw out of Minshew this past week that the Eagles are confident, because all they need to do is win one more game. You know? And they've already secured the playoffs. They win one more game, either week 17 against the Saints or week 18 against the Giants. Then they lock in that number 1 overall seed and get the bye week for the NFC. The Giants are still in the hunt, right? Could technically be eliminated, but they're still in the hunt here. So that's a competitive game. The Saints are technically in the hunt too. They are the 12th seed for the playoffs. Saints and Panthers are both in it at 6 and 9. Disgusting. The Bucks are 7 and 8, right? So 2 competitive games because the Saints are going to want to win and the Giants are going to want to win, you know? But I think at the end of the day, Gardner Minshew can win one of those 2 games. I have a strong fear that Hurts might not play the rest of the season. I don't think he cares about getting MVP. He might still win MVP. I don't think he's going to play next week. But you never know. You could also get a scenario where the Eagles are like, we want to guarantee we win this game and get it over with and then rest Hurts through week 18. But like, I think if you look at it from the Eagles' perspective, they'd rather sit Jalen Hurts the rest of the regular season, get an extra week still. And even if they don't get the extra week, right? Even if they don't win one more game this season, then you still have rested Jalen Hurts, your most important player, for 3 weeks straight, you know? It would really suck for the rest of the team who deserves the bye, but I really think that I just don't know. I got a bad feeling, man. I got a bad feeling for Jalen Hurts owners, and I'm one of them. So, any good kickers you can recommend? It just depends on who's out there. Really depends on who's available in your league, because I could just start naming players and none of them are available. So kind of let me know the top available players, and we'll take a look. But I will mention that Mason Crosby gets the Vikings. The Vikings suck against opposing kickers, and he's probably worth a look. You know, Graham Gano just had 14 fantasy points against them. Chase McCaughlin had like 20 points the week before, and Crosby is a kicker who's not really rostered in a lot of leagues. He had 15 points against Miami this past week. He's 3% rostered. He hasn't really had a great season. He's your kicker number 27 in fantasy. But this week presents a really good streaming opportunity for Crosby. But yeah, let me know who's available. We can take a look, bro. Let's see here. iPod, what's up, bro? Started Swift, Stevenson, and Wilson. Just a tough week for fantasy. Really inconvenient week for bad weather and a lot of players to play below their ceiling. Had DJ Moore, McLaurin, and Cam Akers on my bench fighting for third. I hope you get the. I hope you get that third place, man. I'm sorry it didn't work out. I read on ESPN Dotson wasn't affected by QB. No, Dotson, that's the nice thing with Dotson. So this is how you have to look at it, right? Dotson has really good chemistry with Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz. Curtis Samuel, better chemistry with Carson Wentz than Taylor Heineke. A little sporadic with Heineke. McLaurin, better chemistry with Heineke than with Carson Wentz. So there's your breakdown of Commanders. Michael, pick 2 for the chip. Wilson, Smith, Moore, Pittman, Zay, Jones. Devonta Smith's got to be in your starting lineup. Take a look at Garrett Wilson. It looks like Mike White will be returning for the Jets. But it's a tough matchup against Seattle. But keep Garrett Wilson in mind. He's definitely played, came back to earth in Week 16 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Seattle's, secondaries played well against opposing wide receiver ones, but you got to consider Garrett Wilson here. Zay Jones, we got to keep an eye on the Jags this week. Came back to earth last week as well, a player we didn't really love. DJ Moore against the Bucs is a player I take a chance on. I mean, that's a huge game, right? Both these teams, whoever wins, can make the playoffs. So I'd probably go Devonta Smith and DJ Moore. Kamara, Stevenson, or Dotson, pick 2. I'd probably have Kamara and Dotson in right now, but Stevenson versus Kamara is very, very, very close. Chat, who would you guys play next week? Alvin Kamara against the Saints. The Saints can still make the playoffs. Or Ramondre Stevenson versus Miami. Pats are no longer in the playoff. Oh, no, what am I saying? The Patriots are still in the playoff hunt? It just felt like they're out. Competitive game? I don't know, man. That Patriots-Dolphins game could be very competitive. Dolphins are 8-7. Pats are 7-8. Jets are 7-8. Ooh. I might go Stevenson there. That's a close one, though. We'll keep an eye on the Jags situation. I wouldn't necessarily bench ETN. It's such a good matchup. We'll keep an eye on it. Spence, I'm rooting for the Packers all the way. I've been saying it for a couple weeks now. Steven called me crazy. I think the Packers can make the playoffs. We'll see what happens, bro. Hey, I would not be surprised if Washington loses. So. Yeah. But I will say, Spence, this is probably the biggest week, right? You guys get Minnesota. Then next week, you guys get the Lions. I don't know. Both these games are huge. I feel like this game feels like a little bit more pressure. But obviously, Minnesota has a chance, technically, to lock up the number 1 seed. So they're going to be fighting. And then the Lions fighting to make the playoffs as well with the same record. Hey, we got some good football these last 2 weeks, guys. Hey, I'm rooting for the Packers, though. I really am. I would like to see the Lions potentially. I don't know. Before this past week, I was kind of rooting for the Lions. This is a team I like to see in the playoffs. Then this past week happened, and I'm like, I don't know if this team's for real. So you've got the Giants, the Commanders, the Hawks, the Lions, the Packers, all fighting for those last 2 spots. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think for the NFC South, because on the bubble, you've still got the Panthers and the Saints. I don't know if the Panthers or Saints can make a wild card spot. I think they're only on the bubble because they can potentially replace the Bucs, who lead the NFC South right now. The Bucs at 7-8, Panthers and Saints at 6-9. But getting back to my point, Between the Hawks, Lions, Packers, Commanders, and Giants, I don't really want to watch Washington in the playoffs. The Giants have been back and forth on. I wouldn't hate to watch them. The Lions have been back and forth on. This season is still a win for them no matter what. The Seahawks I've really rooted for all season, but they have looked kind of bad this past couple games. I like the Packers, though. I think the Packers, the second half of the season, have really figured out their identity and are a decent football team. A really weird football team, but under the right circumstances, a good football team. Like when the run game is going, when the defense is playing well enough, and when those receivers are playing well, and the special teams playing well, they're a good team. But it's just tough that they kind of figured things out so late in the season. If they could have got one or two more early wins, I think they'd be a team that, you know, would have a better situation in terms of making it to the playoffs. Okay, so the Jags can still make the wild card, potentially, so they have a little bit more incentive to play. That's a good point, Elliot. Jerry in the house, what's up, bro? Good to have you. Very disappointing end to my season. Still a great season for you, man. And you can still play for third place, of course. Had it not been for Christmas, I probably would have cried. JP, favorite receiver and tight end in a must-win game / elimination. Do they have to be on the same team? This is just in general, right? This is any wide receiver, tight end ever? Or is this a fantasy question? Let me know, JP. I don't want to answer it wrong. How many subs did you get this year? So I'll do a end of year wrap up video. I've already been thinking of that. How many subs did we gain this year? So for the season, see, it's not really a good way for me to check that, actually. Hold on. Because let's do. What? Oh, I guess there's a good way. From August 1st, which August is really when like things start picking up. August 1st to today, 2,300 subscribers. So we did okay this year. I really wanted to hit 4,000 this year, and I don't think that's going to happen. But that's okay. Still a great year. Still a great year. I hold a very high standard, so I'll beat myself up. But it was a great year. Great year. I should have kept that up. Because I just typed in all that. And now I'm actually wondering, like, how many views and, like, that's actually not too hard to, what did I say? 08122. 2,000. Why can't I talk? 284,000 views, 2,300 subscribers, 21.8 thousand watch hours. So pretty good season for sure. For a second year season, you know. It's so weird because like most YouTube channels are going to look at things like year one versus year two, right? What we have to kind of do is look at it like this, you know, August through end of December, beginning of January, compared to last, because like we all of our traction, all of our viewership, like I would say 85-90% of our viewership is coming between those months, you know. So it's kind of tougher to read, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I would like Hurts to play 2 GR. I mean, I agree. Spence, if I lose in the championship again this year, I'm going to freak out. Richie, tight end premium, Goddard, Davis, or DJ Moore? I like DJ Moore this week, but I think Goddard's okay. Only had 3 receptions last week. The Saints have been pretty good against tight ends. Tight end premium, you can consider him. I mean, Gabe Davis, I know he had a good week last week. I have so much trouble trusting Gabe Davis. All right, let's see. I'm trying to catch back up here. Baby Rock. We got Bucker, Badgley, Folk, Sanders, Koo, Myers, Prater, Gay, Bullock, Elliott, and Panero. So a lot of good options here. Just so you know, my co-host Steven does drop a must-start kicker video every week. He should have it out by Wednesday. His stuff's a little bit delayed this week due to the holiday and everything. But Steven will definitely have lots of good information in terms of the kicker position for you. But I might go butt kicker. Might go Bucker against the Broncos. He had a good game against them when they matched up, didn't he? 11 points against them. I might go for Bucker. Just feel like it's a super safe option. Myers has been tough to trust as of late. How did Elliott do last week? Yeah, 11 points. I think Elliott, if Gardner Minshew's a quarterback, the Eagles kind of are scoring less. I think Elliott's a good option too. So take a look at those guys. Folk is an option, but obviously pay attention to the weather. Let's see. Michael, pick 2, Mixon, Murray, Algier. Mixon and Algier for me. Mixon and Algier for me. Latavius Murray's okay, but I feel like the other two are the starts you want. Algier is a great start for sure. Mixon is a player you can't bench. The Bucks do stink. I'm rooting for the Packers, Spence. Yeah, gonna be a last 2 weeks of the season will be good, Elliott, for sure, bro. Seahawks have 2 home games. I'd like to see the Hawks go. I'm rooting for Geno. You never know, Spence. You never know. You never know. JP, any team. Okay. I gotta go Kelsey. It's close between Kelsey and Gronk. I think I gotta go Kelsey, though. Wide receiver, I'll go Jerry Rice. Yeah. Jerry Rice and Kelsey. But there's a lot of other players you could mention. Mr. Jones, pick 2 PPR, ETN, Pacheco, Dillon, Lenny, White. I go ETN against Houston, and I go Dillon. But Lenny and White are fine options, too. It's like what I said last week. Like, Lenny and White, both are perfectly fine options. Who's going to score more? I don't know. This past week was Leonard Fournette. It could be White next week. It's close. Lenny tore it up, though. But ETN for sure, bro. For sure. Ghost Hunter, have a great night, bro. Thanks for hanging out. Jerry, I remember the 500 sub stream. Now you're getting 2,300 subs within a few months. Yeah, man. It was a great year. It was a great year. I can't complain. We worked really hard this year. And plenty of work left. Season's long from over. But I remember the 500 sub stream, too. Steven doing the handstand. Good times. I remember the night we hit 1,000 subscribers, only to drop under 1,000. I still don't know what happened there. And then the next day we gained like 15 subs or whatever. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. So just got to keep at it. Just got to keep at it, man. Are going to be on during the real playoffs, like to hear inside the games? Yeah, for sure. For sure. So Spencer kind of touching on things here. The plan through the playoffs is I'll do some, a couple. I might not always be able to do the entire game, but like play-by-play streams where I just watch the games. Obviously, I can't broadcast the games without copyright issues and getting like my channel banned. But play-by-play streams where you just watch the games and hang out and I might play some Madden during those streams. We did that last year. We'll do some underdog stuff like Spence is alluding to. Basically, another thing I want to do is like I'll put in an underdog pick'em slip, have it active on the screen for you guys during those playoff games, and we can kind of watch my pick'em slip throughout the game. And if you guys want to enter a pick'em slip with me, you can, and all that. And then obviously Underdog has fantasy tournaments through the playoffs, just different things that we can do. There'll be plenty of stuff we can do. But yeah, Steven and I will do like a weekly stream where we do playoff predictions. We did it last year. I'm still mad because the wild card round, we called every game correct. I wasn't in the sports betting. If I was, I totally would have put that parlay down. But, which means that this year we'll probably call every game incorrect or like half of them. But, Steven and I, while we love doing this, we love doing the fantasy conversation, we really love just both sitting back and talking football too. So, like Joe said, now back to watching football and caring who wins like the old days. So, as much as it sucks, like, to have your fantasy season end, there is something really, really nice and refreshing about just being able to watch football and enjoy it and not worry about anything going on. Now, if you're into sports gambling, that's probably not going to happen, right? But if you're just into fantasy, then it definitely happens. So, it's always a nice feeling when the playoffs start too. So, but sorry you didn't make it to the ship, Joe. Watch your sixes. Derrick Henry play this week. Like we've kind of touched on throughout the stream, there's a strong chance he does not. We're going to have to monitor it throughout the week, but there's a chance he does not. A, because he's hurt, and B, because the Titans apparently don't have to win this game to keep their playoff hopes alive. So, yeah, we'll have to see. GR, I'm new to fantasy football, but I'm addicted now. I'm glad I found your channel. Thanks for all you do. Of course, man. Thank you for being part of the community. And, hey, man, you got to start somewhere. So, I'm glad with your first year and everything, that you've had fun with it, hopefully. And I'm glad to be part of your first year of fantasy, man. I think Tom will trust Lenny more down the stretch. I'm fine with that call. Fine with that call. Yeah, GR for the real playoffs, of course, bro. Ramondre fumbled twice and Belichick does weird things. Level worry 1 to 10. Yeah, I mean, as soon as you say Belichick, I am a little bit worried. I don't know, man. It's a really important game for the Patriots. I would probably say my worry level's pretty low. I'm not... obviously they have other running backs who can definitely play well. But Ramondre's just played so good on the season. I think he'll be okay. But Belichick's scary. Is Underdog another app to download, or are the participants random people online? So, Spencer says they offer best ball drafts. So at the start of the season, you draft entire team, no waivers. Automatically set your best lineup each week. Yeah, so Underdog is best known for its best ball tournaments. So like Spencer is saying, they kind of do it a couple different ways throughout the offseason. They have a pre-draft, best ball slots where you draft a team before the NFL draft. They'll have some drafts with no rookies, and they'll have drafts that have rookies before they're even on a team. So you're literally gambling. Then they'll have best ball drafts after the NFL draft where you know where the rookies are going to be, and all that. And so like Spencer is saying, you draft your team, no waivers, you never set your lineup, your highest scoring quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, tight end. No, I'm sorry, 2 receivers, tight end, and flex position. Or no, we do. It is 3 receivers in Underdog, right? regardless, the highest scoring player at each position is your starter for the week. Huge tournaments, $5 entries, $10 entries, $100 entries, all kinds of levels to play at. Very, very large payouts. But Underdog does all kinds of things. They do weekly lineups. They do pick'ems, which you guys see on the screen. So just a great app. But there's nothing, it's a sports gambling app at the end of the day. So whatever you're doing, you're entering some type of money to play. But if you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy and you do decide to sign up, you can, of course, double your first deposit up to $100 with promo code The Catch. And, of course, I'm always happy to help you guys on Discord or in the chat. Whatever it may be, if you guys have questions on Underdog, I'm happy to help you guys. So, yeah, I think Dylan's a great start. Watch your 6 if Henry's out. I got Dylan in the must-start video. I like him this week. Yeah, Tua's probably not going to play this week, Bray. Rams-Denver game was fun to watch, at least, I guess, if you had Rams players on your fantasy team. But I didn't watch a lot of the game. It was boring. Just because the Broncos suck. So Nathaniel Hackett got fired. We haven't even talked about that. I would just say the Broncos defense is really plummeted, Trey. Hey, I'm rooting for the Rams. I'm rooting for Baker all the way, but they don't have the best offense. Hey, I said this a couple weeks ago on the stream with Steven. He laughed at me. I was like, you still got Sean McVay as the head coach. He's still a great coach. He's still a great offensive mind. I really think that the Rams can muster up some sort of momentum. And they did that. That whole day, I was like, Baker Mayfield's going to have a good game. He didn't really have a good game. He had a good 2.5 minutes. A couple of good drives. But, Sean McVay, great coach. So, all right. Kirk, Pittman, DJ, Dotson start 2 in week 17. I'd probably start DJ and Dotson. Don't trust Pittman right now. Awful quarterback play. I don't think Kirk has a very high ceiling this week. I go DJ and Dotson. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, no kicker, no defense. Thank you. That's what I thought. Just want to make sure. Yeah, Baker's going to have some sort of job, even if it's a backup. So, let's go. Pray, first world problems, bro. I like AirPods, bro. I'm an AirPod guy. Goddard or Andrews? I'll stick with Goddard right now. Thoughts on Zonovan Knight at Seattle with Mike White back? It's a very good question. I was thinking about Zonovan Knight when I made the must-start video, and I like Zonovan Knight. But I'm a little bit worried about him, too, because his play as of late's been, so bad. But Mike White at quarterback makes me feel a little bit better. But, when we look at the last couple weeks, it's 2.3, 2.3, 15.7, 16.8, 13.3. Great matchup against Seattle. Weeks 15 and 16 are when you didn't have Mike White, though. It feels so risky, but it could pay off, Elliott. Did the Rams really score 50 points? Oh my God, they did score 51 points. I didn't even realize it. I was completely tuned out. Wow. I think Denver probably just gave up. But, listen, the Rams had a great day, but no, they're not the best offense in the league, Trey. Never go to headphones after AirPods. I don't like them over my ears, yeah. I've never had a set of Beats or over the head headphones. I like the small discreetness. Fearmouth or Njoku. I'm sticking with Pat Fearmouth. At the end of the season here, man. Njoku, 5.8 or less points in his last 2 matchups. So I'm sticking with Pat F. That's my guy. 13.6 fantasy points after giving you 0 points in week 15. Sticking with Patty F. That's my guy. Steelers still in the hunt. This is going to be a game. They do whatever they can to win. Stick with Pat F. Started Jordan Akins this week. I'm a sicko. Contemplating Zonovan over Ramondre. What did Jordan Akins get for you? 6.9 points. Could be worse. That's true, Spence. That's true. Russ is mediocre without the deep ball. It's a lot more than Hackett. All these bad, massive quarterback contracts. Russ, Watson, Murray. Yeah, I feel like Murray was the one that, like, you know, Murray when healthy with the right coaching staff, I still have a lot of faith in him. And I don't blame Kyler Murray for getting his money, the way he plays football, you know. Watson, on the other hand, has looked bad. I think, what is it, Watson? So the Browns, since Watson has played, so they've scored 27 points against the Texans, then 10, 13, and 17. They look awful, man. And don't get me wrong, like, it's the same thing there, like, as it is with the Broncos. Like, there's a lot of problems with the Browns right now. But they went all in, and it's just like, and then listen, I probably rate those guys Murray, Watson, Russ, like, in terms of the I don't know the word I'm looking for, the worst situations right now. Like, I really think, like, the right coaching staff comes in the Cardinals, they can turn things around a little bit quicker. I feel like the Browns, because the problem with the Browns is they were, like, worst team in the league, had a really solid roster, and just could not get the right coaching staff in there, and could not get things to click. And you go all in on Watson, and this season has been a huge disappointment. I mean, you look at some of the games this year, Jacoby Brissett put together better games, but even then, like, it's not really about the quarterback situation with the Browns. There's so much more going on there. Like, the defense on paper should be like a top 10 defense. Like, the defense has been awful this year. You know, they've had moments, but they've been bad. The run game alone should warrant you more wins. I just don't get it, you know? Then you look at the Broncos, right? You look at that roster. A couple years, like, this is a playoff team if you get the right quarterback. We get the right coach in here. I mean, they just cannot figure out the right coaching staff. Then they went all in on Russ. Like, you're going into next season. You look at the way Russell Wilson has played this year. It's like, what do? You can't. I mean, the contract's there. You got to keep Russ. He's got 3,000 passing yards. 3,019. 12 touchdowns to 9 picks. 232 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. 421 passing attempts, 253 completions. Believe it or not, that's not too far off what he did last year, except last year he had 25 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. But 3,100 passing yards, 183 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, 259 completions off 400 passing attempts last year for Russell. He also missed 2 games. But you look at the Broncos, you're like, the defense is still, I know they look awful. We just talked about that this past week, but, like, they've got good young players still on that defense, led by Pat Surtain. They still got good receivers, running back situation. Javante's got to come back healthy. I will say this about the Broncos. They had the most injuries in the league of any team. Not making excuses, but they had a ton of injuries this year and a ton of players who were in and out. But if I'm not mistaken, they lost more players than any team in the league this year for the season. So, but yeah, when you look at the quarterback contracts, I feel like the Broncos feel like they're the most on the hot seat because, like, they got to win now. What else can he do? You know, and the division's still tough as anything. You know. Whoever started Higbee, Akers, Baker, or Matt Gary in the Rams defense had some fun. Oh, for sure. Madcapper, Eckler saved me tonight. won my matchup by a fraction of a point. Let's go. Yeah, I'm not necessarily out on Watson, but there's just a lot that needs to change for the Browns, Spence. You know what I'm saying? Kyler might be playing a little bit of COD. The Chargers have anything more to play for? No. I would have to say no, right? They've clinched the playoffs. They can't get better seeding. No. I'd say no. Let's see. With Aaron Jones injured, I need to start tuning the championship week. Dobbins, Murray, Cook, Wilson. Dobbins let us down last week. Cook's been good. I'd probably start Cook against the Bengals. He's been good. Wilson is an interesting start, too. So last week, right, Mostert, 4.9 fantasy points. Wilson, 11. Wilson had the better fantasy day. They both get New England, though. Jones might play, though. Jones isn't out for sure, so keep an eye. If he's not, I'd probably go Jones and Cook. But if he is, I'd probably go Dobbins and Cook. Caleb, what's up, man? Good to see you. Pick 3 this week. Evans, Sutton, B-Rob, Slayton, Richie James, Everett. I think B-Rob will bounce back. I'd probably start Brian Robinson. I like him this week. Good matchup for him against the Browns. Must-win game for the Commanders. Sutton. Sutton is a safe floor play. Sutton's okay against the Chiefs. Not a lot of upside, but he's okay. But Richie James or Slayton for the next one. Slayton for the floor, James for upside. I'd probably go Sutton, B-Rob, and James. No, Chargers made the playoffs if they beat the Colts tonight, so they're good, pray. Yeah, I love Dylan this week. I think he's a great start. I agree, JP. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the night. We went a little bit over an hour, so I was just trying to go for an hour tonight. I got some editing to do. I got to get tomorrow's videos good to go. Get those out. Scheduled for tomorrow. So, yeah. That'll wrap it up. So, great stream tonight. It started a little bit slow, so I was glad so many of you guys came out and hung out for a bit. But I appreciate you guys hanging out tonight, talking fantasy. And, oh, I don't know what I just did. I just, like, closed. I don't know what happened. My, Chrome just crashed on me. So, there we go. That was weird. I appreciate you guys coming out with all the fantasy questions. And appreciate you guys hanging out as always. So, sorry, I'm all thrown off because, like, I was just sitting here as I did the stream end. Because, like, everything on my computer just went down. But stream is still good. So, yeah. Appreciate you guys hanging out and talking fantasy. Week 17, I can't believe it's here. Blowing my mind, man. I don't know what happened this season. Goff or Gardner next week. Goff gets Chicago, must-win game for the Lions. I actually like Goff again this week. 25 points last week. I think he's a good start. But Minshew against the Saints is perfectly fine. Once again, if Minshew starts, it's a game that the Eagles are going to be trying to do whatever they can to win. So both are good plays. Maybe a little bit more upside for Goff due to the matchup. Elliot, peace out, man. JP, peace out. Mr. Jones, peace out. Guys, hit that like button on the way out. We've got our waiver wire must-adds out for the week for week 17. I got the link pinned in the chat for you guys. And must-start defenses and kickers by Steven will be coming out in the next 48 hours. I'll have must-start running backs and receivers out for you guys. So look out for the videos. Go check them out. Go drop a like. Go drop a comment. Even if you are not going to the championship this week, go check out the videos. Go let me know your guys' thoughts on the week. So that'll do it. Congrats to everyone who made the championship and happy holidays. Once again, hope you guys had a great Christmas. So hit that like button on the way out. Check out the links down below, and that'll do it. So I appreciate you guys so much, man. Love you guys. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. With that, I'll say Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here.